Admiral Kethfer stood in front of the large screen in his command room. The screen showed a small blue planet spinning slowly in space. This was Earth, home to the humans. The Admiral had 4 eyes, and all of them were looking at the planet with amusement. "Sir, the humans are sending out more of their silly shows," said Officer Nav Thul from his station. "They call this one Star Trek this time." The Admiral made a sound that was like laughter for his species. "Show me what they are dreaming about now." The screen changed to show scenes from the human television show. It showed humans flying between stars in huge ships, fighting aliens, and exploring the galaxy. The Zephyrian officers in the command room all found this very funny. "Look at them," Admiral Kethfer said. "They think they can travel faster than light. They think they can fight wars in space. But they cannot even reach their own moon without their rockets exploding half the time." The Zephyrian Empire had been watching Earth for over 50 years. They had seen humans try to build rockets, fail, try again, and sometimes succeed. It was like watching children play with toys. The humans were so far behind every other species in the galaxy that they were not even worth talking to. "Sir," said another officer, "our science team says humans are at least 1,000 years behind the most basic space travel." 1,000 years? The Admiral laughed again. "I think they are being kind. These humans still burn fuel to push their ships. They still use metal and fire. We stopped doing that 10,000 years ago." On Earth, Captain Jake Morrison did not know that aliens were watching him. He was sitting in a small ship called the Defiance. The ship was hidden in a secret base in Nevada. Jake used to fly fighter jets for the Air Force, but now he was part of something much bigger. 3 years ago, an alien ship had crashed in the desert. The government had kept it secret from everyone. They brought in their best scientists and pilots to study it. Jake was chosen because he was the best pilot they had. Dr. Lisa Hayes walked into the room where Jake was sitting. She was the smartest scientist on the project. She had been studying the alien ship for 3 years, and she finally understood how it worked. "Jake, are you ready for this?" she asked. "As ready as I can be," Jake said. "Are you sure this thing will work?" Lisa looked at her computer screen. It showed numbers and graphs that took her months to understand. The alien ship uses something called quantum field manipulation. It bends space around the ship to move faster than light. "And you figured out how to copy it?" "Sort of," Lisa said. "We could not copy it exactly. The alien technology is too advanced, but we found a different way to do the same thing. Our way is rougher, but it might work." Jake looked at the controls of the Defiance. They were a mix of human technology and alien parts. Some of the alien pieces still glowed with strange light. "What if it does not work, and we try again?" Lisa said. "But Jake, if this works, everything changes. We will not be stuck on Earth. Anymore, we can go to the stars." In the Zephyrian command ship, Officer Navthil was monitoring Earth's radio signals. Suddenly, his screen showed something unusual. "Sir, I am detecting a strange energy reading from the human planet." Admiral Kethfer looked at the data. "What kind of energy?" "It looks like ... quantum field manipulation, sir. But that is impossible. The humans do not have that technology." "You are right. It is impossible," the Admiral said. "Check your instruments." They must be broken, but Navthil checked everything twice. The readings were correct. Something on Earth was creating the same kind of energy that Zephyrian ships use to travel between stars. "Sir, the energy signature is getting stronger," Navthil reported. "It is coming from the North American continent." Meanwhile, in the Nevada desert, Dr. Lisa Hayes was making final checks on the Defiance. "All systems look good, Jake. The quantum field generator is stable. The navigation computer is locked onto Alpha Centauri." "Alpha Centauri?" Jake asked. That is 4 light-years away. If our calculations are right, you will be there and back in 6 hours, Lisa said. The alien ship we studied could make the trip in 2 days, but our method might be faster. Jake did not understand all the science, but he trusted Lisa. She had spent 3 years learning how the alien technology worked. If anyone could make this work, it was her. Mission Control, this is Defiance, Jake said into his radio. Ready for first test flight. Defiance, you are cleared for launch, came the reply. Good luck, Jake. Jake pressed the button to start the quantum field generator. The ship began to hum with energy. Outside, the air around the Defiance started to shimmer like heat waves. In the Zephyrian command ship, alarms started going off. Sir, the energy readings from Earth just increased by a factor of 10, Nafthul reported. This is definitely quantum field manipulation. Admiral Kethver stared at the screen. The numbers showed energy levels that should be impossible for humans to create. This must be some kind of mistake. The humans cannot have developed this technology. They were using chemical rockets just yesterday. Sir, I am detecting a space-time distortion near the human planet, another officer reported. Something is about to enter faster than light travel. The Admiral's 4 eyes widened. This was impossible. The humans were supposed to be a joke, a primitive species that could barely reach their own moon. They were not supposed to be creating quantum fields and bending space. Continue monitoring, he ordered, and send a message to the Empire. Tell them we may have underestimated the humans. Back on Earth, Jake felt the Defiance shake as the quantum field grew stronger. The stars outside began to stretch and bend. Lisa, is this supposed to happen? Yes, Jake. You are about to make history. In 3, 2, 1... The Defiance disappeared from Earth in a flash of light. Jake Morrison became the first human to travel faster than the speed of light. He was heading toward Alpha Centauri, 4 light-years away, but he was not alone in space. The Zephyrian Empire was watching, and they were no longer laughing. The joke was about to be on them. Jake Morrison opened his eyes and looked around. The Defiance was floating in space, but this was not the space around Earth. The stars looked different. In front of him, he could see 3 bright stars close together. He had made it to Alpha Centauri. This is impossible, he whispered to himself. According to his clock, only 3 hours had passed since he left Earth, but he was now 4 light-years away from home. Jake pressed the button on his radio. Mission Control, this is Defiance. Do you read me? Static filled his headset. Then he heard Lisa's voice, very faint. Jake? Jake, can you hear us? Where are you? I am at Alpha Centauri, Jake said. The trip worked. I am really here. There was silence on the radio for a long moment. Then Lisa's voice came back, excited. Jake, you need to come back right now. We need to see the data from your ship. Jake programmed the navigation computer to return to Earth. The quantum field generator started humming again. The stars stretched and bent, and 3 hours later, he was back in Nevada. Doctor Lisa Hayes was waiting for him when he climbed out of the Defiance. She had a tablet in her hands, and she was looking at numbers that made no sense. Jake, according to our instruments, you just traveled 8 light-years in 6 hours, she said. That is impossible. But I did it, Jake said. I saw the Alpha Centauri system. I was really there. Lisa looked at the data again. The alien ship we studied could make that trip in 2 days, but you did it in 6 hours. Our method is not just working. It is working better than the original alien technology. General Robert Clark arrived at the base 2 hours later. He was the head of all secret military space projects. He looked at the data from Jake's flight and shook his head. Dr. Hayes, explain to me how this is possible. he said. Lisa pulled up charts on her computer. The alien ship we studied uses quantum field manipulation. It creates a bubble around the ship that bends space. The ship does not actually move faster than light. Space moves around it. And our version does the same thing? No, sir. We could not copy their technology exactly. It was too advanced. So we found a different way to do the same job. Their method is like using a precision tool. Our method is like using a hammer. General Clark raised his eyebrows. And the hammer works better? Much better, Lisa said. The alien ship needs huge amounts of energy to create their quantum field. Our ship uses 1/10 the energy and goes 3 times faster. How is that possible? Lisa smiled. We think it is because we do not understand the science well enough to know it should not work. We built something that should be impossible, but it works anyway. Meanwhile, in the Zephyrian command ship, Admiral Kethvar was reading reports that made him very worried. The energy readings from Earth had appeared, lasted for 6 hours, and then stopped. During those 6 hours, something had traveled from Earth to Alpha Centauri and back. Navthale, confirm these readings, he ordered. Sir, I have checked them 5 times. The humans achieved faster-than-light travel, and they did it faster than our best ships. Admiral Kethvar had been in space for over 200 years. He had seen many species develop space travel, but none of them had gone from chemical rockets to faster-than-light travel in just 3 years. Send a message to the Empire, he said. Tell them we need scientists to study this. The humans have developed something we do not understand. Back on Earth, General Clark was making phone calls to very important people. Within hours, he was in a meeting with President Karen Walsh and the leaders of every major country. Ladies and gentlemen, General Clark said, we have achieved faster-than-light travel. But that is not the most important news. What is the most important news? Asked President Walsh. The most important news is that we are not alone. The technology we copied came from an alien ship. There are other species out there, and they have been watching us. The room fell silent. Everyone was thinking the same thing. If there were aliens out there, were they friendly or hostile? General, what do you recommend? President Walsh asked. We need to build more ships, General Clark said. If there are hostile aliens out there, we need to be able to defend ourselves. And if there are friendly aliens, we need to be able to meet them as equals. How many ships can we build with this new technology? With our current resources, we could build 100 ships in the next year, General Clark said. But if we use all of our industrial capacity, we could build 500. The decision was made quickly. Every major country agreed to work together to build a fleet of faster-than-light ships. The human race was going to the stars. Dr. Lisa Hayes was put in charge of improving the technology. She worked 18 hours a day, trying to understand how their impossible engine worked. The more she studied it, the more amazed she became. Jake, look at this, she said, showing him her latest findings. We accidentally discovered something that even the aliens do not know about. What do you mean? The alien ship we studied was designed to be safe and efficient, but our version is designed to be simple and powerful. We do not have all the safety systems the aliens use. That is why we can go faster with less energy. Jake looked at the data. Is that dangerous? Probably, Lisa said. But it also means we can do things the aliens cannot do. We can build smaller ships that go faster. We can build bigger ships that carry more weapons. We can build ships that do things the aliens think are impossible. As the weeks passed, human shipyards worked around the clock. The first new ship was called the Horizon. It was twice as big as the Defiance and could carry a crew of 50 people. Captain Alex Turner was chosen to command the Horizon. He was a Navy officer who had commanded submarines. The military leaders thought submarine experience would be useful for space travel. "Dr. Hayes, what can this ship do?" Captain Turner asked. "It can travel to any star within 50 light years and less." "In a day," Lisa said. "It has sensors that can detect other ships from 1,000,000 miles away, and it has weapons." "What kind of weapons?" "Quantum torpedoes. They can punch through any armor we know about. We designed them based on the alien technology, but again, we made them simpler and more powerful." The Horizon launched on its first mission 2 months after Jake's historic flight. Its job was to explore nearby star systems and look for signs of alien activity. What Captain Turner found changed everything. The nearby star systems were not empty. They were full of alien ships, alien bases, and alien civilizations. And all of them belonged to something called the Zephyrian Empire. "Mission Control, this is Horizon," Captain Turner reported. "We have found them. There are hundreds of alien ships out here, and they are all watching Earth." The joke was over. The humans had gone from being a source of entertainment to being a potential threat. And the Zephyrian Empire was about to find out what humans could do when they decided to fight back. The galaxy was about to change forever. Captain Alex Turner stared at his screens in amazement. The Horizon had just entered the Kepler 442 system, 22 light years from Earth. What he saw there made him realize that humans were not alone in the galaxy, that there were alien ships everywhere. Big ones, small ones, ships that looked like they were built for war, and ships that looked like they were built for exploration. All of them had the same design, smooth, curved metal that gleamed in the light of the system's star. "Commander, we are receiving a transmission," reported Lieutenant Steve Parker from the communications station. "Put it on the main screen," Alex said. The screen showed an alien face. It had 4 eyes, blue skin, and a mouth full of sharp teeth. When it spoke, the ship's computer translated its words into English. "Unknown vessel, you are in Zephyrian space. You must leave immediately or be destroyed." Alex looked at his crew. They were all staring at the screen with wide eyes. This was the first time any human had spoken to an alien. "Open a channel," Alex ordered. "Channel open, sir. This is Captain Alex Turner of the Earthship Horizon. We are on a peaceful mission of exploration. We mean no harm to anyone." The alien's 4 eyes blinked slowly. "Earth? You are the primitive species from the 3rd planet of the Sol system?" "We are from Earth, yes. But we are not primitive anymore." The alien made a sound. That might have been laughter. "You have chemical rockets and nuclear weapons. You cannot even reach your own moon reliably. You are primitives." Alex felt anger rising in his chest. "We reached your star system, did we not?" "Impossible. You do not have the technology for interstellar travel. And yet here we are," Alex said. "Now we would like to open peaceful relations with your empire." The alien's expression changed. The amusement left its face. "You will return to your planet immediately. If any more Earth ships enter our space, we will destroy them." The transmission ended. Alex looked at his crew. Well, that could have gone better. "Sir, should we return to Earth?" asked Lieutenant Parker. "Not yet. We need to learn more about these aliens first. Set course for the edge of the system. Keep our distance, but I want to study their ships." Back on Earth, the news of first contact with aliens caused panic in some places and celebration in others. President Karen Walsh called an emergency meeting of the United Nations. "Fellow leaders," she said, "we have made contact with an alien empire. They have made it clear that they consider us inferior and want us to stay on our planet." "What do?" "We do?" asked the president of Russia. "We do what humans have always done when faced with bullies," President Walsh said. We stand up to them. The vote was close, but the decision was made. Earth would not bow to alien demands. Instead, they would build more ships and defend their right to explore the galaxy. Dr. Lisa Hayes was working harder than ever. The government wanted her to design bigger, faster, more powerful ships. She was happy to do it. "Jake, look at these new designs," she said, showing him blueprints on her computer. "This ship can carry 200 people. This one can carry 500, and this one is built specifically for combat." Jake studied the plans. The combat ship looked mean and dangerous. "What kind of weapons does it have?" "Quantum torpedoes, plasma cannons, and something new I call a warp disruptor. It can stop other ships from entering faster than light travel." "How many ships can we build?" "With every country working together, we can build one ship per day. In a year, we will have a fleet of 300 ships." Meanwhile, in the Zephyrian command ship, Admiral Kethfer was reading intelligence reports that made him very worried. The humans were not retreating to their planet. Instead, they were building ships at an incredible rate. "Sir, our spies report that the humans now have 25 faster-than-light ships," reported Navthul. "They are building them faster than any species in recorded history. How is that possible?" The Admiral asked. "The humans use something called mass production. They build many ships at the same time, using automated systems. Most species build ships one at a time, carefully and slowly. The humans build them like they are making toys." Admiral Kethfor had studied human history. He knew that humans had a talent for building things quickly when they needed to. In their last great war, they had built thousands of aircraft and ships in just a few years. "What about the quality of their ships?" he asked. "Sir, that is the disturbing part. Our scientists have analyzed the energy signatures of their ships. They appear to be superior to our own technology." "Superior? How can a primitive species build superior ships?" "We do not know, sir. But their ships are faster, use less energy, and appear to be more heavily armed than ours." The Admiral made a decision that would change the course of galactic history. "Send a message to the Empire. Tell them we need the Grand Fleet. We are going to end this human problem before it gets worse." On Earth, Captain Jake Morrison was given command of the new flagship, the Defiance II. It was 10 times larger than his original ship and carried a crew of 300. "Jake, this ship is the most advanced thing humanity has ever built," Lisa told him. "It can travel 100 light years in a single day. It has weapons that can destroy a planet. And it has shields that can stop anything the aliens can throw at you." "Are you sure about that last part?" Jake asked. "No," Lisa admitted. "We have never tested our shields against alien weapons. But our computer models say they should work." Jake looked at the other ships in the human fleet. There were 50 of them now, all bigger and more powerful than anything humanity had built before. The crews were the best people from every country. "On Earth, Lisa, do you think we can win if it comes to war?" "I think we have advantages the aliens do not expect," she said. "They have been doing things the same way for thousands of years. We do things differently. Sometimes different is better." The first test of human technology came when Captain Danny Rodriguez encountered a Zephyrian patrol in the Ross 128 system. 3 alien ships surrounded his ship, the Explorer, and demanded his surrender. "This is Captain Rodriguez of the Earthship Explorer. We are on a peaceful mission and have no intention of surrendering." The lead alien ship fired its main weapon. It was a beam of energy that could destroy any ship in the galaxy. The beam hit the Explorer's shields and was absorbed harmlessly. "Impossible," the alien commander said. "Nothing can stop our main weapon." "Well, something just did," Captain Rodriguez replied. Then he fired back. The Explorer's quantum torpedoes passed through the alien ship's shields like they were not there. The torpedoes exploded inside the ship, tearing it apart. The other two alien ships tried to run, but Rodriguez's ship was faster. In 5 minutes, all 3 alien ships were destroyed. The news of the victory spread quickly. Humans had not only survived an alien attack, they had won easily. The aliens were not invincible. After all, Admiral Kethfor received the news of the new defeat with shock and fear. 3 of his best ships had been destroyed by a single human vessel. This was not supposed to be possible. "Sir, the Grand Fleet is assembling," Avthil reported. 1,000 ships, the largest fleet in the Empire's history. "Good. We will crush these humans before they become a real threat." But the Admiral was wrong. The humans were already a real threat, and they were about to prove it to the entire galaxy. The war for the future of galactic civilization was about to begin. Admiral Susan Brooks stood on the bridge of the Earthship Enterprise, looking at the tactical display. The screen showed the positions of 300 human ships spread across a dozen star systems. She had been put in command of all human space forces just 3 months ago. "Admiral, we are receiving reports from our scout ships," reported Commander Patricia Moore. "The aliens are gathering their forces near the Vega system." Susan studied the data. The Zephyrian Empire was pulling ships from all over the galaxy. Intelligence reports said they were assembling the largest fleet in their history. "How many ships do they have?" Susan asked. "Over 1,000, ma'am. All of them bigger than our largest ships." Susan nodded. She had expected this. The aliens were taking the human threat seriously now. "Send a message to Earth. Tell President Walsh that the big battle is coming." On Earth, President Walsh was meeting with the leaders of every major country. The meeting was taking place in a bunker deep underground, just in case the aliens decided to attack the planet directly. "The aliens are coming," she told the group. "Admiral Brooks estimates they will attack within the next week. Can we win?" asked the Prime Minister of England. "Our ships are better than theirs," President Walsh said, "but they have 3 times as many ships as we do. It will be a close fight." General Robert Clark was also at the meeting. He had been coordinating the production of new ships and weapons. "Ma'am, we have some new technology that might help." "What kind of technology?" "Dr. Hayes has developed something called a quantum bomb. It can destroy an entire enemy fleet with one explosion. That sounds like it could win the war for us." "There is a problem," General Clark said. "The bomb is so powerful that it could destroy our own ships too. We can only use it if we are sure we can get our people to safety first." Dr. Lisa Hayes was working in her laboratory, making final adjustments to the quantum bomb. It was a small device, no bigger than a suitcase, but it contained enough power to destroy a planet. "Jake, are you sure you want to do this?" she asked. Captain Jake Morrison was checking the systems on his ship, the Defiance II. His mission was to deliver the quantum bomb to the alien fleet if the battle went badly. "Someone has to do it," he said. "And I am the most experienced pilot we have. The bomb has a timer. You will have 5 minutes to get away after you activate it." "How far do I need to be?" "At least 10 million miles. The explosion will be visible from Earth." Jake looked at the bomb. It was hard to believe that something so small could be so destructive. "Lisa, are you sure this will work? The computer models say it will work." "But Jake, we have never tested anything this powerful. There might be side effects we do not know about." The human fleet was spreading out across the galaxy, preparing for battle. Captain Ryan Murphy commanded the Intrepid, leading a squadron of 20 ships. Captain Nicole Adams led the Resolute and another 20 ships. Captain Lisa Chun commanded the Valiant with 30 ships under her command. Each human ship was crewed by volunteers from every country on Earth. They knew they were fighting for the future of humanity. If they lost, the aliens would probably destroy Earth to prevent humans from ever becoming a threat again. All ships, this is Admiral Brooks, came the voice over the radio. The alien fleet has been spotted. They are heading for the Proxima Centauri system. All squadrons set course for intercept. The human fleet began moving toward what would be the largest space battle in galactic history. 300 human ships against over 1,000 alien ships. The odds were not good, but the humans had advantages the aliens did not know about Dot in the Zephyrian command ship. Admiral Kethver was confident. His grand fleet was the most powerful military force in the galaxy. The humans might have good technology, but they were outnumbered 3-1. Sir, we are approaching the Proxima Centauri system, reported Navthul. The human fleet is already there, waiting for us. How are they positioned? They are spread out in a sphere around the system. It is an unusual formation. Most species use battle lines. Admiral Kethver studied the tactical display. The human formation did not make sense to him. In traditional space warfare, fleets lined up and fired at each other until one side was destroyed. But the humans were positioned all around the system, like they were planning to attack from every direction at once. It does not matter, he said. We outnumber them 3-1. Begin the attack. The Zephyrian fleet entered the Proxima Centauri system in a traditional battle formation. 1,000 ships in neat rows, their weapons charged and ready. They expected the human fleet to meet them in the same formation. Instead, the humans did something the aliens had never seen before. They split into small groups and attacked from all sides at once. A neat Zephyrian formation was suddenly surrounded by human ships moving in complex patterns. What are they doing? Admiral Kethver demanded. Sir, they are using three-dimensional tactics. They are treating space like an ocean, not like a flat battlefield. The Admiral was confused. In 10,000 years of galactic warfare, every species had used the same basic tactics. Fleets lined up, fired at each other, and the side with more ships usually won. But the humans were fighting like no species had ever fought before. Captain Jake Morrison led his squadron in a spiraling attack that confused the alien gunners. His ships moved up, down, and sideways, never in a straight line. The aliens could not predict where they would be next. All ships target the alien command vessels, Jake ordered. Let's cut off their head. The human quantum torpedoes were devastatingly effective. They passed through alien shields and armor like they were not there. Each torpedo destroyed whatever it hit. The alien ships had no defense against them. Admiral Kethver watched in horror as his fleet was torn apart by the strange human tactics. His ships were being destroyed faster than he could count them. Sir, we have lost over 200 ships in the first 10 minutes, Navthul reported. The humans have only lost 12. This is impossible. How can primitives fight like this? Sir, I do not think they are primitives anymore. The battle raged for 3 hours. The humans used tactics that the aliens had never seen. They attacked in waves, retreated, regrouped, and attacked again. They moved in 3 dimensions, using the entire solar system as their battlefield. Captain Nicole Adams led her squadron in a flanking attack that destroyed 50 alien ships in minutes. Captain Ryan Murphy used his ship's superior speed to hit the alien fleet from behind. Captain Lisa Chun coordinated the entire human attack, moving squadrons around like pieces on a chessboard. But the aliens were learning. They began to adapt to human tactics. The battle became more even as the alien commanders figured out how to fight back. Admiral, the alien fleet is adapting to our tactics, reported Commander Moore. They are starting to cause significant damage to our ships. Admiral Brooks looked at the tactical display. The humans had destroyed over 400 alien ships, but they had lost 60 ships of their own. The battle was turning into a war of attrition. Send a message to Captain Morrison. She ordered. Tell him to prepare the quantum bomb. Jake Morrison received the message and felt his heart sink. Using the quantum bomb meant the battle was not going well. It also meant he might not survive the next few minutes. "Lisa, I am activating the bomb," he said into his radio. "Jake, remember, you have 5 minutes to get clear. Do not try to be a hero." Jake programmed his ship to fly directly into the center of the alien fleet. The Defiance II was the fastest ship in the human fleet. If anyone could deliver the bomb and escape, it was him. "All human ships, this is Morrison. I am delivering the package. All ships retreat to minimum safe distance immediately." The human fleet began pulling back as Jake's ship raced toward the alien fleet. The aliens saw him coming and concentrated all their fire on his ship. The Defiance II's shields held, but they were weakening quickly. Jake reached the center of the alien fleet and activated the quantum bomb. The timer started counting down from 5 minutes. Now he had to escape before the bomb exploded. But the alien ships were all around him, and they were all firing at his ship. Jake realized he might not make it out alive. The fate of humanity hung in the balance as the timer on the quantum bomb counted down toward 0. Captain Jake Morrison pushed his ship's engines to maximum power. The Defiance II raced through the alien fleet as hundreds of enemy ships fired at him. His shields were failing, and alarms were going off all over his ship. 4 minutes until detonation. His computer announced Jake weaved between the alien ships, using their own formations against them. When one ship fired at him, he moved so the shot hit another alien ship instead. His flying skills, learned from years of piloting fighter jets, were keeping him alive. 3 minutes until detonation. The alien ships were getting closer. Admiral Kethver had ordered his entire fleet to stop the human ship from escaping. The Admiral did not know what Jake was carrying, but he knew it had to be important. "All ships, destroy that human vessel," Kethver ordered. "Do not let it escape." But Jake was flying like no pilot had ever flown before. He spun his ship in impossible directions, dove under massive alien cruisers, and shot through gaps that seemed too small for his ship to fit through. 2 minutes until detonation. Admiral Susan Brooks watched from her command ship as Jake tried to escape. The human fleet was already at minimum safe distance, but Jake was still in the middle of the alien fleet. "Come on, Jake," she whispered. "You can do this." The alien ships were closing in. Jake's shields finally failed completely. The next hit would destroy his ship. That was when Captain Lisa Chun made a decision that saved his life. "All ships, attack pattern Morrison 7, she ordered. "Cover Jake's escape." 20 human ships raced back toward the alien fleet. They were not trying to escape anymore. They were trying to give Jake the time he needed to get away. Captain Ryan Murphy led the charge. His ship, the Intrepid, fired everything it had at the alien ships surrounding Jake. "Jake, you have a clear path to the north. Go now." Jake did not hesitate. He turned his ship north and accelerated to maximum speed. Behind him, he could see the 20 human ships fighting desperately against hundreds of alien ships. 1 minute until detonation. Jake was finally clear of the alien fleet, but he was not far enough away. He needed to be 10 million miles from the bomb when it exploded. He was only 3 million miles away. 30 seconds until detonation. Jake knew he was not going to make it. The bomb was too powerful, and he was too close. But he had done his job. The bomb would destroy the alien fleet and give humanity a chance to survive. 10 seconds until detonation. Jake closed his eyes and thought about Earth. He thought about Dr. Lisa Hayes and all the work she had done to make this moment possible. He thought about the billions of people on Earth who were counting on him. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The quantum bomb exploded in a flash of light that could be seen from 100 light-years away. The explosion was like a new star being born. It expanded outward at incredible speed, destroying everything in its path. The alien fleet disappeared. In an instant, 1,000 ships, the pride of the Zephyrian Empire, were turned to dust and energy. Admiral Kethvor and his crew had only seconds to realize what was happening before they were destroyed. Jake's ship was caught in the edge of the explosion. The Defiance, too, was thrown through space like a toy. Every system on the ship failed. At once, Jake was knocked unconscious as his ship spun out of control, but he was alive. The explosion had been so powerful that it had actually pushed his ship away from the blast instead of destroying it. He was badly hurt, but he was alive. Admiral Susan Brooks watched the explosion from her command ship. The light was so bright that it hurt to look at it directly. When the light faded, the alien fleet was gone. All ships search for Captain Morrison, she ordered. Find him and bring him home. It took 6 hours to find Jake's ship. The Defiance, too, was drifting in space, its engines dead and its hull cracked. But when the rescue ships reached it, they found Jake alive in the wreckage. Jake, this is Admiral Brooks. Can you hear me? Jake's voice was weak, but he was conscious. I can hear you, Admiral. Did it work? It worked, Jake. The alien fleet is gone. You saved us all. The news of the victory spread quickly through the human fleet and back to Earth. Humanity had faced the largest military force in the galaxy and won. The species that had been a joke to the Empire had proven they were not primitives anymore. On Earth, President Karen Walsh addressed the world. Today, humanity fought for its right to exist as a free species. We faced an enemy that outnumbered us 3-1. But we won because we refused to give up. We won because we fight for freedom. The celebrations lasted for days. Every country on Earth celebrated the victory. Humans had proven they could defend themselves against any threat in the galaxy. But the war was not over. The Zephyrian Empire was vast, with thousands of worlds and millions of ships. The Grand Fleet had been destroyed, but the Empire would rebuild and attack again. Dr. Lisa Hayes was already working on new weapons and new ships. Jake, we need to be ready for the next attack. The aliens will not give up easily. Jake, recovering from his injuries, looked at her plans. What do you have in mind? Bigger ships, faster ships, more powerful weapons, and something new. Ships that can build other ships while they travel through space. Mobile shipyards? Exactly. We can build our fleet while we explore the galaxy. We can establish bases on other worlds. We can become a true galactic power. The victory at Proxima Centauri had done more than just defeat the alien fleet. It had shown other species in the galaxy that the Zephyrian Empire could be beaten. On worlds throughout the galaxy, oppressed peoples began to hope for freedom. Captain Alex Turner was leading a diplomatic mission to the Rigel system when he received a surprising message. Captain, we are being contacted by a species called the Altarians. They want to meet with us. The Altarians were a peaceful species that had been conquered by the Zephyrians 50 years ago. They had heard about the human victory and wanted to join the fight for freedom. Captain Turner, we have been slaves to the Empire for too long, said the Altarian leader. Your victory has given us hope. Will you help us fight for our freedom? Alex looked at his crew. This was not what they had expected when they left Earth. They had come to explore the galaxy, but now they were being asked to lead a revolution. We will help you, Alex said. But we need to know about other species that want to be free. The Altarian leader smiled. Captain, there are hundreds of species that hate the Empire. You have started something that will spread across the galaxy. Within months, the human fleet was growing faster than ever before. New ships were being built, not just on Earth, but on dozens of worlds across the galaxy. Species that had been enemies for centuries were working together to fight the Empire. Admiral Susan Brooks found herself commanding not just human ships, but ships from 20 different species. The fleet that had started with 300 human ships now numbered over 2,000 vessels. "Admiral, we are receiving reports from across the galaxy," reported Commander Patricia Moore. "The Empire is losing control of entire sectors. There. Ships are being destroyed by rebel fleets using human technology." Susan looked at the tactical display. The galaxy was changing. The Zephyrian Empire, which had ruled for thousands of years, was falling apart. And it was all because humans had refused to accept their place as an inferior species. "Send a message to Earth," Susan ordered. "Tell them we are not just defending humanity anymore. We are liberating the galaxy." The war that had started as a joke had become a revolution. The empire that had dismissed humans as primitives was being destroyed by the very species they had underestimated. On Earth, Jake Morrison was preparing for his next mission. His injuries had healed, and he was ready to return to space. Dr. Lisa Hayes had built him a new ship, even more advanced than the Defiance II. "Jake, this ship can do things that would have been impossible a year ago," she said. "It can travel 1,000 light years in a single day. It has weapons that can destroy entire fleets. And it has something special. It can make other ships surrender without firing a shot." "How does it do that?" "It broadcasts a signal that disables enemy weapons and engines. We call it the Mercy Beam. It lets us capture enemy ships instead of destroying them." Jake looked at his new ship. It was called the Liberation, and it was beautiful. "What is my mission?" "Your mission is to find the Zephyrian home world and end this war once and for all." The journey to the Zephyrian home world took Jake through dozens of star systems. In each system, he found the same thing: rebel fleets using human technology to fight for freedom. The galaxy was at war, and humanity was winning. When Jake finally reached the Zephyrian homeworld, he found it defended by the last remaining ships of the Empire. But these ships were old and weak compared to human technology. "This is Captain Jake Morrison of the Earthship Liberation," he broadcast to the enemy fleet. "You are surrounded and outnumbered. Surrender now, and we will treat you with mercy." The Zephyrian commander's response was defiant. "We will never surrender to primitives." "Then you have made your choice," Jake said. He activated the Mercy Beam. The Zephyrian ships suddenly found their weapons and engines disabled. They were helpless, floating in space like dead metal. Jake's fleet surrounded them, and the war was over. The Zephyrian Empire, which had ruled the galaxy for 10,000 years, surrendered to the species they had once considered a joke. The galaxy was free, and humanity had led the way to F.